Hi, Zizaran here with another Expedition League video, and I wanted to give like a quick TLDR on the league mechanic, how it works, and some tips and tricks and just what I have experienced so far. So if we go in-game here, we have the 4 different heist members. You can see here we have Danig, Rog, which is Rog Champ. He's amazing. Gwenin, and Tuien. And they all have their own purpose, and you find like a bunch of shards. Horrible. Why do we have to pick these up, and why aren't they just auto pick up like Metamorph? Let's start with Danig. So his shards you get are over here, and they're all the sun artifacts. And the way they work is that you can exchange those for any other ones. So say you really like Rug, or you really like Gwenin, you can specifically buy more of their fragment. And whenever you reroll, I haven't rerolled too many times, but the one time I rerolled, it kept all of the normal ones, but it added the other masters like reroll features, which I'll talk about how it works in a second. So basically you have to find an item to reroll the inventory of all of the different ones. And from what I understand as well, Danig also lets you spend his currency to buy logbooks, which is similar to Grand Heists from Heist. Build your own blight. Wow, I realize I'm like, you really gotta know other league mechanics in this game. But it's like it's like a map where you get to choose your own rewards and what you fight. It's actually pretty cool. I do like the logbooks. Danig's pretty useful. I usually always do him. Next up, Rog the Pog. One of the most useful ones. And incredibly good from the start. And will probably always be good. Like he's awesome. I can see some insane stuff.
Good luck.
With Rog here. It's really incredible. So first off, if you're making a new character, like a level 2 character, and you can repeatedly do this because every new character will have their own window. And this is intended. I did talk to GGG and they were like, yep, that's fine. It's a time investment and it still costs currency. So a really, really good use for this is if you're a new character and maybe you don't have that much currency, but you have a little bit, say like less than 100 of each. Doing this is really good to get, for example, Chaos Dot Multi and +1 Chaos Gem levels, or Fist Dot Multi, +1 Fist Gem levels, or +1 Cold, +1 Lightning, etc. weapons. And movement speed boots. Like it's very, very easy to gamble. The way it works is you buy an item and then it comes up with a window showing a craft. And this can be, for example, at the end game, it can be like, do you want to add a random influence to this? I haven't had that one yet. Maybe there'll be some linking stuff too. Haven't seen any of that yet either. But what I have seen is, for example, reroll all prefixes or reroll prefixes 6 times, taking the best outcomes. Augmenting, upgrading the tier by 1 level, upgrading the tier by several levels. Like it's very, very cool stuff here, and you can make some really good weapons. You can't skip back to back. Like there is a skip button too. Say that it says clear all prefixes and you don't want to do that, you can click skip. If it says clear all prefixes on the next one, well, you're kind of fucked and you either got to take the item or clear the prefixes. And it'll use the currencies to craft as well. So Rog, really, really good. Rog the Pog. Next up, Gwenin is very, very strong. Also, very, very good for Soul Self-Fund. So Gwenin basically is Geed from Diablo 2 in a way, where she will offer you a random assortment of items, and you can again use her currency, the Astragali, to reroll what she sells you, and that'll be based on your character's level. So this means that if you're a level 2 character, there will be often things like simple robes here, and I made a video showing how you can quickly get a tabula with that, because obviously Blood Aqueduct has been kind of nerfed over time, and for a lot of, I would say it takes me anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to farm a tabula. She will sell items, and generally like one base type will always have the same price. But here you can see that this is 27 and this is 9. That means that the 27, and these are the only 2. I don't think you'll ever find a plate west costing 32, for example. But what you will notice is that I would say these have a very low chance of being unique. They still can, and the 27 are better. They have a way bigger chance for your investment to be a unique. So most of I think 6 of my uniques came from like the higher cost one. And every item has this. So whether that is like a glorious plate later, you will see that there are 2 costs. One for like ooh, this is most likely shit. And one that's like, hey, this is a bigger chance to be a Combs Heart. So for example, for my build, I'm going to be gambling for Antique Greaves and Spider Silk Robes. Should be pretty useful. And obviously gambling for things like rings and amulets should be pretty great. And Headhunter, you should always probably try to buy leather belts from her.
Good luck.
Thanks. Next up, we have Tuien, which looks a lot like MB Extreme. and incredibly powerful early, incredibly, because you can get 10 alterations, 10 transmutes, loads of silver coins, and essences early on for very, very cheap. So super, super worth throughout the campaign. This also has a haggle mechanic. So I can now try to haggle him on these transmutes, and I can be like, you know what, you want 44, I will give you 7. And
Being an ass.
he'll insult me and be like, bro, what the fuck? And then I can be like, no, I really wanted for 7.
I can't
And he
go
was like,
there,
you know what? I
brother.
really can't do that. And you can keep haggling with him. Now, the lower you go, the bigger the chance is that he's going to be insulted and remove the item. Whereas if I go like, let's say I come back up to 20 now,
I
now you can
can't
see
go
that
that
he
low.
like lowered. He like, this bar kept lowering. So I can go up to like maybe 25.
Enough of
And
this. I'll keep it, thank you.
he's like, you know what? I want that. I'm going to keep that. However, so you see that I was trying to buy the last one for 25 and he got insulted, but we actually do have 10 orb of transmutes here for 27 and 30. So if you do pay attention and look, you can get way cheaper bargains. Because now let's say we predict that I can buy this for 14.
It's worth far more than that. For all you've done for us.
Got it for 14. So make sure you're looking. Like sometimes there might be something that might look pretty good, but it might be overpriced compared to what you can get it for. So do like pay attention and take a look at it. Other than that, for the league mechanic itself, you might notice that sometimes it might feel like you can't put the explosions in where you want them. And it starts from the middle. Sadly, it starts from the middle and you have to put it like in one direction. You can stretch it only so far and they all need to be connected. So you can't go from like, let's say that my face is the middle. You can't like start far over on the right, right? You have to go a string from the middle, start here, then go down here, then go over here, right? It all is connected and they have a range between them. This feels kind of bad and I don't like it, but important to know that. And there is another thing as well, logbooks. Generally, there will be, if you see this thing here, hopefully that is on my finger. But if you see this thing here, that is like, it opens the secret passage, like the blue icon. And this is like, I'm pretty sure it's a lore progression similar to Heist, where you have to do the green gems and eventually, after doing loads of them, it will start dropping uniques. I'm guessing it's going to be similar for this for boss fights because it seems to be like progression. So keep that in mind. And the logbooks are pretty rewarding. I would try to go for things like fractured items are really, really strong. And I haven't experimented much with them now. I'll try to make a separate, longer video on logbooks once I've found some tips and tricks. Obviously, just look through the rewards. Be careful of immunities. If you're a lightning damage build and you pop monsters are immune to lightning damage, you've basically bricked the entire logbook. I just wanted to make a quick video for you guys this early to like share a little bit of the knowledge from me playing so far. So I hope you guys are enjoying Expedition League. Thanks for watching. More importantly, please try to die less than I do.